Hello, I'm Bob Varsha, broadcast host for Formula One and other forms of motorsport on television. We've come here to California to learn more about an exciting new product that has amazed and encouraged the racing industry. And the reason for all the excitement is enhanced safety. Now, as you may know, safety has been a major focus in racing in recent years with the introduction of the Hans device and other specialty equipment meant to help keep drivers safe. But racing remains a dangerous activity, particularly when it comes to fire. You see, there hasn't been a significant enhancement in the fire retardant qualities in racing suits made of DuPont's Nomex fabric in many years, until now. Recently, I paid a visit to a company called Molecule Labs, makers of an incredible new product that significantly enhances the fire retardant qualities of racing apparel made of Nomex fabric. It also keeps that apparel clean and smelling fresh from race to race, and the industry has taken notice. In fact, Molecule was nominated for a Professional Motorsports World Safety Innovation of the Year award. Sound interesting? Well, right now let's learn more about Molecule's technical fabric care system and the company behind it. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Bob. Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Fantastic. I'm glad you could come down.
Thanks. I'm anxious to learn more about the product.
Cool.
Mike, Molecule products are turning up everywhere in racing now. Tell me a little bit about how the company came about.
Well, Molecule Labs Incorporated is a new company, and we've been around about 2 years now. It was originally developed from the need for maintaining my own racing suit. I do a bit of racing myself, amateur racing here in California, and I just found that there was no real good way to keep my suit clean. I don't believe in dry cleaning. Dry cleaning doesn't do as good a job as I would like it to, and started testing other things. So I want to keep my suit nice, and so I started developing some products for that.
So you've been involved in protective technologies your entire professional career.
I mean, like I said, 20 years ago, I was working with some of the large multi-billion-dollar chemical companies developing and marketing different types of fabric protection for different fibers and different uses. Even into leather protection, a lot of that kind of thing, which now we're doing with Molecule also, work on some leather protectors for driving shoes and gloves. Anything that would keep a nice textile fresh, clean, and protected from contamination. And with Molecule, our primary one is fuel. I mean, we really want to try and keep the fuel absorption out of fabric.
The Molecule Technical Fabric Care line is multi-products, the spot remover, the wash, the protector, and the refresher. Tell me how they work together.
Well, essentially, cleaning and or protecting a suit is a big part of what Molecule is all about. But if you really think about the needs of a racing driver and or a crew member who's wearing Nomex for a long weekend or for whatever length of time, there's other needs other than just keeping it clean and keeping it protected. And one of those would be a product we have called Refresher, which is an antimicrobial treatment. These suits, after a long weekend of sweat and hot and summer days, they can start to smell pretty bad. And it's nice to know that you can put what we have is a product that goes on the inside, and it protects treats the fiber on the inside with an antimicrobial, so it inhibits odors and the growth of bacteria. So the entire system altogether, from spot cleaner to wash to the protector and a refreshing agent, we felt like we'd package it all up in one full nice kit, and just pretty much everything you need to keep your suit nice.
So we have the spot remover, the wash, the protector, and the refresher. Can any of these products be used independently of the others?
Yeah, absolutely. All four products can be used independently. Maybe the spot cleaner can't be, but the spot cleaner you need is a pre-wash to the wash system. We have a lot of people who buy wash and use that only. They love it, and that's what they want to use. Some people use a lot of protector for other uses, but they use the wash and protect. Refresher has become pretty popular with the endurance drivers, so they use more of that, let's say. But typically, as a system, it does all go together.
Mike, traditionally the way drivers have cleaned their suits is using a commercial dry cleaning process. How is the Molecule Fabric Care system an improvement over that?
Well, we're very different. Dry cleaning is, if nothing else, a hassle factor. You've got to drive it down, pick it up. The day before the race, you go, oh my God, I got to pick up my suit, or I forgot to even take it there. So convenience is really a big one. As far as the efficiency of the Molecule laundry system, our wash, it is more effective on the soils that you would typically find in a racing suit, because you're going to get body soils more so than the greases and oils for which dry cleaning take out. So we feel it will clean significantly better.
How thoroughly have the products been tested in your laboratories, and what have you learned?
We've had extensive testing. 2 years of testing alone prior to even launching the product. Essentially, we've had it tested by the SFI. One of the main things people need to understand is that it has been, every one of the products has been treated, put onto a piece of fabric and sent to SFI for fire rating testing. So nothing changes the fire rating. So as far as a decrease or increase in the fire rating of the fabric, that doesn't happen with any of the products. The improvement to the fire safety element of the suit is due to the fact that it repels fuel. So what we do is we will repel water, we will repel oils, motor oils, any fluids that you could get on a suit during an accident, or even just not even an accident. And then the fuel, especially the fuel.
Mike, how do you go about testing the properties of your products?
Well, that's a great question. When are we heading for the lab for that?
Okay, let's go.
Okay, well, we're going to go on over here and take a look at the tanks and how we do that. There's some product right here. It's a molecule ready to go, ready to ship. This is our mixing area. We make all the molecule products. Okay.
Packaging has come a long way.
This is our flammables room or hazardous materials room, where we make things. Everything in here is explosion proof, so everything's air actuated or gravity filled. Or we'll make things in stainless steel. Everything's grounded and bonded to the ground, so we don't have any sparking issues. Explosion proof lighting. You can see that we're making it on the production line. Labeling machine where the bottles just come through, and they come through here. And these are our bottles. These are bottles of Guasch.
Done and ready to pack.
Ready to pack, yep, absolutely. So over here, this is warehousing where we keep back stock of molecule. And we'll ship out singles from here in UPS. This is UPS shipping for internet orders or single one-part orders.
Yeah. Now what have we here, Mike?
Okay, so what we have here is we have two suits one that we treated with protector on this side, and one that was untreated. Very similar to what, this would be similar to what most people have right now, no treatment. So this was treated, and we put fuel on. 50 milliliters of racing fuel was sprayed on the front of this and let it roll off. As you can see, a lot of it rolled off before it caught on fire. Where this one here, it soaked in significantly, and then we caught them both on fire. So we let them burn for, I believe, up to about a minute, and then we put them out. So essentially it's two exact same suits. One's treated with molecule, one is not. The same amount of fuel, the same amount of ignition time. And essentially this one burned the outside fabric quite a bit, but not all the way through. Versus the other side was burned all the way through, because essentially this is completely saturated in fuel, burning literally from the inside out.
Right, again, it was not the fabric burning, but the fuel that was trapped in the fabric because the fabric absorbed.
Obviously, the fuel is the ignition source, and the fabric will eventually burn with that much fuel in it. But naturally, it doesn't burn very well. But with fuel, it will. So as you can see, it's burned all the way through here, and very little protection left for this. This is directly right to the skin here, where you still have somewhat protection here. So that's the day. That's what we do. Moving over to here, this is pretty much the exact same thing what we did with the full-size suits, but we took pieces of fabric. These were two similar, exact same fabrics, and this one was treated with molecule, sprayed with fuel and with a laboratory apparatus, and it would run off, and then we lit it on fire here, versus this one was a round piece. We put fuel on it and lit it, and then in 45 seconds, that's what you get. Untreated, treated.
That's amazing.
I know. Scary thought, hasn't it?
Wow.
So as you can see where it just sat on the pan there, but this just curled up and burned up, and this one repelled it and rolls off and then catches on fire. So definitely I'd prefer to be wearing this suit than that suit.
Just give you that last extra moment to get free.
Absolutely. So Bob, over here I'd like to show you is repellency. What we have is water and oil, and I'm going to show you the repellency on an untreated piece of Nomex and a treated piece of Nomex. So this is water in a 50 ml beaker. I'll just pour it right on there. And that's an untreated, typical Nomex fabric that you would see. So in a rain race or something, water would just soak into you. Versus treated, it just rolls around and doesn't even
Look
go
at
in.
that.
Yeah. So a rain race, you can stay nice and dry, and it just basically will run right off.
That's
so,
a good point. It doesn't have to be an emergency, just rain. You can stay
just
dry
rain,
with this
just
kind
rain,
of repellency.
Yeah, however you want it. Okay. So it repels water quite nicely. And the other thing that's pretty important is oils, especially just from walking around. You might get it just on the suit, keeps it cleaner. But hydrocarbon oils are very difficult to keep out of many fabrics. And you'll see this motor oil just soak right in here. And here it'll just bead up and just sit there. So this is going to soak in right there, and this is beading up, and it'll just sit there.
Now, Mike, one thing I wanted to ask you about was the story you told me earlier, that you had taken a freshly dry cleaned racing suit, put it in the molecule wash in the clothes washer, and something interesting happened.
Yeah, that's a great story. What had happened, we'd received these suits from the Champ Car team to process them and protect them. But prior to processing them, we want to wash them our way with our molecule wash. So they'd just been freshly dry cleaned, right out of the dry cleaning bags, literally. We put them in the washing machine. And while they were washing, I noticed how dirty the wash water was, and I was kind of surprised by that. So I went in, took one of our sample bottles, and we scooped out some of the wash water. So essentially what we have here is the soils that were coming out of a previously just dry cleaned suit in the molecule wash system. So we clean significantly more soil than dry cleaning.
Repelling fluids is a part of the strength of the product. Does the suit still retain its breathability, make it comfortable for the driver to wear?
That's a great question, and we get that asked every day, and I'm glad you brought it up, because breathability has to be maintained. Obviously, we don't want to have a coating on the fiber. So the objective of the protector is that it goes onto the suit, and then when you put it in the dryer, it bakes it in, and that's one of the big factors of why this product works so well compared to any other type of technology. It's heat activated. So with the heat, you actually fuse it to the individual fiber. So each fiber is individually coated, and in between the fiber you still have an airspace, so the fabric will breathe.
Are there advantages to using the molecule products on a brand new suit?
That's the best time. Brand new suit, it's in great shape. The reason you'd want to do a new suit would be, first of all, it's got a little bit of soil in it from manufacturing, especially if it's a heavily embroidered suit. There's a lot of loom oils and just machine oils and dragging it around the shop that might get on it. So they come in a little bit more soil than you might think when they're brand new. So what we do, we'd wash it first in wash, which also has an antimicrobial in it in the wash. So that kind of gives it a little bit of an immediate hit of antimicrobial. Then use the protector. Therefore, the suit's in perfect shape from the first day you use it, and it should be protected from then on.
How about an older suit that's been through the dry cleaning process a number of times? Can that be revitalized and brought back?
Absolutely. We get calls from people all the time who've taken their old suit and washed it with our wash, and they're just amazed on how much brighter and cleaner it looks when they're done.
Aside from in your own racing experience, where is the fabric care system being used out there in the real world right now?
Well, Molecule is being used all over the world. We've got it in Asia, Australia, Europe, heavily in Europe, and primarily our biggest market is the United States, obviously. Formula One teams are using it, Champ Car teams, American Le Mans, endurance racing teams, quite a few teams around the world, and individual racers. Some of the teams where I have the most experience, hands-on experience, are with a Champ Car team that we do a lot of work with.
Well, Mike, in addition to the fabric care system, are there other molecule products we can look forward to in the future?
We've got a number of new products coming out in the near future, and one in particular that we're most excited about is a new nanotechnology that we've been working on for over a year now, and we expect that to really be novel and unique and bring a new level of thermal protection to driving suits.
Mike, thanks a lot.
Well, thank you very much. Nice seeing you, and thanks for coming to see our place.
My pleasure. It's quite an operation. It's been said, and rightly so, that racing is a dangerous sport, and the quest for greater safety is never-ending. With the breakthrough technology of Molecule's technical fabric care system, you can give yourself an extra margin of safety in a fire. Keep your suit performing and looking better with Molecule. I'm Bob Varsha. Race smart. Keep it clean.